recognizes the gentleman from Pennsylvania.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This amendment simply requires that the harbor maintenance funding provided in this appropriation bill complies with the recently enacted WRDA law, and that the 10% funding requirement for the Great Lakes will be met. The Water Resource Reform and Development Act of 2014, which this body passed by a 412-4 vote, includes an allocation for the Great Lakes Navigational System of 10% of harbor maintenance funding provided above the financial 2012 baseline. But this bill is more than, this amendment is more than about that. This is a bill that really dwells on the Great Lakes, and what a great gift from God this nation was given with the Great Lakes. Now, 1/5 of the world's fresh water, not 1/5 of Pennsylvania's fresh water, not certainly 1/5 of America's fresh water, but 1/5 of the world's fresh water is in our Great Lakes. There's also a commerce element there. Now, where does that fit in, and why do we talk about that? Here's why. We're talking about jobs. We're talking about jobs in our Great Lakes. We're talking about 128,000 American jobs. Over $33.6 billion in annual revenue, and it's 3% of our nation's gross domestic product. Now, this common sense amendment just directs the Army Corps of Engineers to use the allocated funds as directed. Now, we talk about the Great Lakes, we talk about it an awful lot, and I think that sometimes we forget how great this gift is and what our responsibility is. Sure, it's a gift from God, but you know, it's up to men to maintain it. And this great body, looking at this opportunity that we have right now to actually direct funding that makes sure that we can still navigate through our Great Lakes, that we can dredge our harbors, that we can do breakwater maintenance, that we can do jetties, all those things that are necessary to keep that line open. The Great Lakes are truly our door to the world. It is our responsibility, and it falls on our shoulders right now to support that. Now, I appreciate the chairman and the ranking member's willingness to consider this amendment and their support for our Great Lakes. I'd also like to thank Representative Candace Miller for her great work on the WRDA bill on behalf of our Great Lakes. And I urge my colleagues to support this amendment and keep open our Great Lakes door to the world. I thank you, and I yield back.